This particular church, they say that it has been there for years and the community around it has benefited. It has helped them to that particular place. So does it reach a point where even the society normalizes whatever they're seeing, and well, as long as it does not really affect me, personally, then you guys do your thing. But then I think it would really now reach a certain point where if it affects you, personally, then now you start to, it alarms you. Are we at that level, Reverend Mark?
Not we, because you see, the subject of our discourse today is that St. Joseph's in Rongo.
Yes.
So it is not something that we can say generalize it. We have a specific case that we are talking about, and I think the place where, like you said, you see, this thing didn't just happen. It took time, and people don't get brainwashed instantly. It takes a process and time. And so by the time they come to where this church is, it must have been a process. And for people to be brainwashed to that extent, it means that there are so many things that happened, factors that must have come into play. When you listen about, not going to hospital, we just sit here and hope, trusting God we will be healed, to the point people are dying and all that. What we see is that we see a convergence of factors, probably poverty, and the biggest of them all is ignorance. Because you see, if you are a believer, say you are a Christian, question is, what do you believe? What is Christianity? Do you even understand what it is that you believe in? So once there is that departure between what you think you believe and what the reality is, what really you should believe, then it makes you vulnerable. As Reverend Kanga said earlier, there's an element of vulnerability, and that vulnerability is created by ignorance, because people don't understand. Even the Christians, some of them don't understand scripture, so someone can just throw anything at them and they take it, hook, bait, and everything, and sinker. So they swallow everything. So when you have poverty, when you have a community that is impoverished, they have no access to proper health care. They don't have resources to take care of their bills, and poverty is prevalent, and they are ignorant. That, to me, is the perfect storm that we need, and we find ourselves in a situation such as this. So I think the government needs to play its role as well, making sure that community empowerment takes place. The local community accountability structures. The government now is introducing Nyumba Kumi. You see, when we have, the reason we have assistant chiefs from the locality is that these are people who have grown up in this environment. They know everything and just about everybody in their sub-location. So if they see something that is unusual, they can tell, nimekuwa hapa tangu nikiwa mtoto, this thing, we don't do things like this. And when it starts going this way, they can see. And so there's a way, even those members of those congregations are members of that administrative unit. The assistant chief can have a conversation with the pastor. Because the pastor, when you are a pastor or a bishop, you don't cease to be a member of a community. So you don't begin isolating. So we should discourage the issue of isolation, because what happened here is, by the time people die, there must have been an element of isolation. So people saying, hey, Mama menda maombi, but the man cannot follow his wife to church to find out